Yeah, we've been on tour. We've released a record in July, and so we've been on tour pretty much since June. And right now we're in the midst of our big kind of U.S. American tour. We're playing New York and then heading up the East Coast and down the West Coast and over to Australia and then to Europe. And we're just kind of like in the, what they call the middle of the record cycle.
Are you on a bus or on a plane doing this? Or is it mixed?
We're on a bus. There's 10 of us and we tour on a bus, and it's not fabulous. We call it the Brunette Ambition Tour. Because everyone is a brunette, I think. Oh, except for our merch girl.
Except for, and Anya is not.
You're right,
and Sean's
it's not at all.
Don't listen to anything Sarah said.
Yeah.
It's really good. The bus is great. It's better than how we used to travel, which was like, you know, in a car or a van, you have to sit up all the time. The bus is great because you get to go at night. So after the show, everyone's always like, so after the show, are you going to party? And we're like, no. You get on the bus and you drive to the next city. But at least you get to lay down. There's bunks.
We used to do tours on the Greyhound bus. When we first started out, Tegan and I didn't have our license and our driver's licenses, and nobody wanted to go out on tour with us, and so we would take the Greyhound from city to city. It's really good. It was fun, hey?
Yeah,
it was a good time. Yeah.
I've heard stories about the people that are on Greyhound buses.
They're terrifying.
It's really gross.
Especially in the
our bass player got a parasite, not while he was with us, but it turned into this big lump, and then anyway, something really gross came out. So that never happened to us, thankfully. But I did have a sinus infection for 2 years, so that might have been.
Mostly you just got off the bus and you're like, thank goodness we didn't get stabbed. Yeah, is usually what would happen.
Yeah, it's good. The good old days.
Traveling together, well, I know like being on tour and away from your family or your loved ones is usually really difficult. But having your sister with you, does it make it like way better?
I think that we have like, there's like, sometimes being with your sibling is irritating, of course. It's very obvious that, you know, after like 10 months of being in the same space, you start to feel agitated and things get out of hand. But it's sometimes easier to be around Sarah than it is to be around the rest of the band, because I can't abuse the band the same way that I could abuse Sarah.
Proof. Right,
you know, yeah.
That you abuse me.
Whatever. I would never lay a hand on Sarah, but like emotionally, like she can come in and be in a bad mood, and I can like be in a bad mood back to her. But if I come in the band is kind of like, one of our band members is in the hallway and I have to like pretend he's not there because I won't be honest, but I can't be mean to him even if I'm in a bad mood. It's like I have to treat him with respect in a way that like with Sarah it's like she can say something obnoxious to me.
Drinking? Like you're admitting all of this like so freely, like you spent thousands of dollars in therapy and you're just saying it all now? Why?
Progress.
Why now?
No, I mean, like, you know, that's how you can be with family. You know, when you hang out with your mom and you're all excited to see her and then she just catches you on the wrong day and you're walking through the mall and she's like, where do you want to eat? And you're like, I don't know, where do you want to eat? And then she's like, I don't know, you pick. Well, don't you care where we eat? No, I don't really care. It's fine. It's fine. You know, you'd never do that with a friend. You'd be all like, let's pick. What about here? Yeah, okay. And it's awkward, you know, and there's like a awkwardness between us and our band that keeps us healthy and happy and enjoying each other's company, whereas like...
Well, we'll just be honest.
Yeah, we'll just be rude to each other and be like, oh, this sucks, I hate you, it's your fault, no, it's your fault, and then we're just like over it.
It's like keeping it a little more real.
Yeah.
You know?
It's a good balance, it's a good balance. So.
How do you like having, or dislike having, the lesbian or sexuality card kind of predominantly like...
I think that, like, for us, like, the big thing was that when we first started out and we never talked about our sexuality, every time I would do an interview, someone would be like, what does your boyfriend think about when you're on the road? Like, is he jealous? Is he nervous for you? Like, that you're going to meet other people? And I was like, I don't have a boyfriend. And then I was like, I have a girlfriend. And then it's like you realize that, like, you can spend your whole career. People are going to ask that question no matter what. I think people are really interested in what your love life is. If you're a band writing about love, they want to know who the person that you love is. And so there's like a natural desire to want to be honest and explain to people. And then, you know, of course there's like, I really respect that a lot of people don't want to talk about their sexuality and whatever, but I think it's less about our sexuality and just about like who we really are. And I know that it's offered a lot of like a lot of our audience that's queer or whatever, it's like, it would do them no good if we were like, you know, playing the like pronoun game or whatever with people like, my partner and they think, and like, who cares? It's
I think the demographic that we're appealing to, too, I mean, it's pretty wide. Like, you know, we have everyone from like 14 and 15-year-olds to like, I mean, we've done a lot of touring with like Neil Young and Ryan Adams and like The Killers, so our demographic is quite wide. And I think that that section of the population or humanity is pretty open-minded, and so it just never felt like that big of a deal to be open, but the like significance of being open is starting to like really hit me. Like when I'm meeting moms and their daughters and they're coming up and being like, when my daughter told me she was gay, I was totally beside myself. I totally freaked out and I wanted to kick her out of the house. And then she told me about you guys. And, you know, my mom has been really vocal about how it's like, what it's like to have us as musicians and lesbians and like all. And you could just see the parents, they're like bonding over it with their kids and they're totally comfortable. And like, I like the idea that we're like some sort of like weird, you know, representation of like how you could be gay and not necessarily be all the stereotypes that like mainstream weird right, you know, media have made it out to be. You can be like just like an average person, like, and it's just part of who you are.
I don't think we're scary, which is why
well,
I think that,
you're
like,
terrifying.
You're terrifying.
You started rambling there.
You just went like this. You're like, and the right-wing media, but that was your left, and I was like, people are going to think we're dumb. So, great.
It looks opposite on TV.
That's right, it's all fine. I was thinking that.
So weird.
I just went right.
It's because you're gay. You can't tell the difference between left and right because you're gay. You're confused. It's very confusing for you.
Yep, I was too busy thinking about being gay than learning my lefts and rights.
Stop.
I'm so distracted by being gay all the time that it's hard for me. I have to have a personal assistant.
How about being twins? I mean, that could
That's
be like
even worse.
You just said that you can't stand, like, oh, we can be
I'm
on
only
tour
half
together
of-
for 10 months, but you were together in the womb for 9 months.
I know.
That was the worst 9 months ever. I wanted my money back after that trip. I called my travel agent and I was like,
Yeah.
I wanted my own room and instead I had the womb.